I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
If the inauguration was a stage, Donald Trump was the performer. Ever the showman. The new American president did not disappoint. The only thing giving him a run for his money was his wife, Melania Trump's hat. We'll talk about that later on the show. For the moment, let's focus on Donald Trump. He kicked off his second term with fireworks and drama. Trump's first day in office had everything you would expect from him. He turned his inauguration into a full-blown reality show. He announced decisions and signed orders in full public view, and he did it from 3 different locations: the U.S. Capitol, where Trump took oath, the Capital One Arena, where he addressed a large crowd of supporters, and finally the Oval Office. The decisions came in thick and fast, with Trump showing off executive orders wherever he went.
6th. Could you imagine Biden doing this? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Trump passed some 200 orders on his first day. He reversed 78 decisions taken by Joe Biden as president. He also issued multiple executive orders and proclamations. Tonight, we'll bring you the highlights, and we've shortlisted 5 on the domestic agenda, starting with the biggest headline: Donald Trump wants to end birthright citizenship. As of today, it's a constitutional right in America. Anyone born on U.S. soil, anyone born in the U.S. gets American citizenship. That essentially is birthright citizenship. Donald Trump wants to scrap it. He wants to exclude the children of illegal immigrants. He does not want them to have citizenship. And to ensure this, he has signed an executive order. It is a legally binding order that does not require the permission of the US Congress, so it's a shortcut to implement policy. But it's also something that can be challenged in court. Listen to what Trump said.
With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense.
Well, here's a common sense question. How will they enforce this new order? Can Donald Trump simply cancel citizenship with the stroke of a pen? Here is how the process works right now. When a child is born in the US, government agencies issue them a certificate. And this is irrespective of where their parents come from, who their parents are. Every child gets this certificate if they're born in the United States. Yesterday, President Trump directed US agencies to stop issuing these certificates. And this order immediately triggered a legal battle. Lawsuits have been filed, mostly by rights groups. So we've not heard the end of this. And Trump is going after immigrants in more ways than one. He issued a number of orders to curb illegal immigration. That is the second highlight. President Trump has declared a national emergency on the US-Mexico border. He has unleashed a sweeping crackdown. The US-Mexico border is being sealed. The US military could be mobilized. Trump has ordered more detention centers to be built and for mass deportations to begin. Again, the challenge lies in the implementation. There are roughly 11 million illegal immigrants in the US today. Can Donald Trump simply round them up and send them back home? on cue. Rights groups are up in arms. They're mounting legal challenges. They're also protesting. There was a demonstration on the streets of Philadelphia yesterday, but the new American president is determined.
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came.
Like I said, he's made up his mind, and this was evident in his other decisions as well, like the presidential pardons. That's the third highlight. Trump has pardoned more than 1,500 people, including his supporters who stormed the U.S. Capitol 4 years ago.
Yes, sir. First, we have a list of pardons and commutations relating to events that occurred on January 6, 2021.
Okay, and how many people is this?
I think this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
So this is January 6th, and these are the hostages? Approximately 1,500 for a pardon?
Yes.
Full pardon?
This pardon is sweeping in scope. It goes beyond freeing those who were jailed. Trump has also instructed government lawyers. They have to drop all pending cases against the rioters. Highlight number 4 is about the U.S. military. President Donald Trump has banned transgenders from serving in the military. He's also rescinded all DEI policies. We talked about this yesterday too. DEI stands for Diversity, Equity and Inclusion, DEI. It promoted equal rights for racial minorities and the LGBTQ community within the military. Trump says the U.S. military will now recognize only 2 genders, male and female.
We don't want to have transgender operations for everyone. There's a longing for common sense in this country. And I was saying before, we're the party of common sense. You know, we don't want to have men playing in women's sports.
Highlight number 5, inflation. Trump wants to bring America's inflation under control. He has issued orders to all government departments. They need to tackle inflation. These departments have been asked to take specific steps, like cutting regulation to bring down prices. So those are the 5 big highlights. They broadly cover all of Trump's major domestic promises. He also took decisions that impact America's relations with the world, like on climate. Trump has again pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Treaty. This treaty was signed in 2015. Trump walked out of it during his first term as president. Then Joe Biden took office and he reversed the decision. Now Donald Trump is back and the U.S. is out again. Climate action is a ping-pong ball in American politics. The U.S. is also withdrawing from the WHO, the World Health Organization. Trump says they're just fleecing America. He has also reinstated Cuba on America's terror list. As promised, Trump has delayed the ban on TikTok, but conditions apply. He has set a 75-day deadline for TikTok to figure out a new ownership structure.
Essentially with TikTok, I have the right to either sell it or close it. And we'll make that determination. TikTok is largely young people. I guess I have a warm spot for TikTok that I didn't have originally.
So if Trump has his way, the U.S. will have 50% ownership of TikTok and some new names on its maps. Because President Trump wants the Gulf of Mexico to be called the Gulf of America and Mount Denali, which is Alaska's highest peak, to be called Mount McKinley. Obama, as president, had named the mountain Denali to honor the indigenous people. Trump has reverted it to McKinley, who was a businessman, politician, and expansionist, and Trump's personal hero. That's a lot of moves on day one. Trump had promised shock and awe, and he is delivering. He's also tweaking how the U.S. government works. Trump has cancelled work from home for government employees. He's also ordered a hiring freeze in the U.S. government. 4 officials from the Biden administration were sacked, and Trump did this through his app, Truth Social. That's how he fired them. He's also suspended U.S. foreign assistance. He wants to review all foreign aid commitments. Basically, he's put his stamp on the government almost immediately. At the same time, he's also avoiding some issues like tariffs. Remember, he made a lot of noise on tariffs earlier, but after taking charge, he made no big announcement on that front, although he's not letting up on the threats.
We're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing vast numbers of people. Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st.
So, what do we make of all this action? What does it say about Trump 2.0? In his first term, he was a complete outsider, unfamiliar with the inner workings of Washington. This time, Donald Trump knows the lay of the land. He's operating like a sniper, targeting the old guard, one shot at a time.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on First Post.